Good morning everybody, and today I'm going to be talking about using this small LED for macro photography. I've been using this probably for the past couple of months and I feel like it's really almost revolutionised my macro photography, to be honest, and I've been really enjoying it. So this is the Ulanzi VL49 mini LED. I think it's called a video light. Obviously you can use it for stills and whatever you want. I'm not being sponsored by Ulanzi at all. I'm just including this in the video because I think it's working really well and I wanted to show you in practice in the field how I'm using it. As you can see, very small. It weighs hardly anything, can fit in the palm of my hand. So really simple to carry around in a bag or even in your pocket. It puts out one consistent white light, so you can't change the colour balance on it. You can change the strength of light a bit, so that's really useful. And it has on the back, it has a USB-C connection, and it's got screw thread on the bottom so you can put it into the hot shoe on your camera, which I'm going to show you later because it's really useful. So why would I want to use something like this for macro photography? Well, there are times where you just need to throw a bit more light back. You just need to reflect a bit more light, and you can do this via a reflector, which I've done for years, a silver reflector or a white reflector. Sometimes you just need a little bit more light, I think, and this is able to do that. Situations where you might want to use something like this is firstly where you've got very bright lights like sunlight, and you're going to end up with shadows because of that, and you might just want to brighten up those shadow areas. Particularly if you're shooting towards the light, you're always going to be photographing towards the shadows, and this can just brighten that up a touch. Also underneath, often we're photographing macro subjects when it comes to insects, things like that. They might be quite low down, and just being lower down, it's always going to be difficult for the light to reach that area, even on an overcast day. Also, I'd say it's just useful for days, what I'd just call grubby light. That's the best word I can use to describe it, is grubby. It's kind of that overcast light, but it doesn't really have a sparkle to it. It's really flat. And in that situation, just something like this, it can just add a little bit of sparkle. And particularly if you're photographing something with an iridescent quality, as I watch the dragonfly going past, dragonflies, damselflies, various insects, they will kind of have that iridescence on them, and something like a reflector or the LED like this, maybe even a bit of flash, can bring that out. So you can see here how I'm demonstrating using this LED, and you've got to be reasonably close. Here I'm maybe 12-16 inches away, and as I turn the LED towards the insect, towards the damselfly, you can see the effect. So it does have quite a big effect. This LED is surprisingly bright. This is one of the best things about it. It's very small, but it's surprisingly powerful for its size. A bit like Conor McGregor or something, I guess. One of the things I love about this LED is that you can actually change the strength of the light. So you can start, if you just switch it on, it'll start at the weaker end, and then you can move it up in, you've got like 5 increments all the way up to its maximum. So you can change the strength of that. So if you're getting close, you probably don't need as much light. If you're a bit further away, maybe you need some more light. But I would start off with it just on the minimum strength and see how you go with that. Because again, the idea is to try and keep it subtle. So I've got a couple of images here just to show you a comparison. So this is the first image here of this damselfly taken without the LED, just normally with no extra light source, and it looks okay. It's fairly soft light to work with, which often makes things easier. And then in the second image, the same damselfly here, I've used the LED, I think it's on the weakest setting or maybe mid-range, and hopefully you can see enough of a difference. I've cropped the images down and kind of crop them down and blown them up so you can see it a bit better. On this one, the LED, it's just adding that little bit of brightness, and it's more noticeable on the stem. You can see it on the damselfly as well. Just try and keep it subtle. I think if it's not noticeable that you've used an artificial light source, then you've probably done it fairly well. If it looks really obvious, it looks like you can tell it's there, bit too artificial, then you've probably done it too much. There's different ways you can use the LED. I love to use it on top of the camera, so it's very, very simple. Just slide it directly onto the hot shoe on top, and that's just great because it's so flexible. If you wanted to use a reflector, you know, that can work perfectly fine, but then you've kind of got to position the reflector somewhere really. To attach it to the camera would be very, very difficult. With the LED, I simply put it on the top like that, and then I can just shoot handhold. I can just go in towards the subject, hand holding, and I've got this on top pointing directly at the subject. The other option is to just place the LED nearby. If you can find somewhere to just place it on the ground, if you can angle it where you want, that can work well. You could employ the use of like a mini tripod, for example. This is just perfect for this. If you get one of those, I mean, they're pretty cheap, like a very small mini tripod or maybe a gorilla pod, that kind of thing, and it should have a small screw thread at the top. If you can do that, then you can put the LED on top of there, and then you can just angle it like exactly where you want. Absolutely perfect. And it's something that's really, really easy to put in your camera bag. And in terms of positioning, something else I've played with, and I really want to do this more because it gave a really good effect. I was trying to find the best lighting for an azure damselfly, which is in a really nice position, and there wasn't really much light kind of hitting the wings. So with this, I thought, let's give this a go. What I actually did was place it underneath the damselfly. So I just placed it on the ground, tried to get it in the right position, and I just had the light pointing almost directly up. And what that did was just shine some light through the wings, almost like backlighting. And I think the effect worked really, really well. So I was almost shooting down towards the LED. Obviously you have to be careful to make sure that's out of frame. But that backlighting coming through the wings, I think it really enhanced the picture and definitely improved it. I think the best thing for me with this is the flexibility, the fact that I can put it on top of the camera on the hot shoe, and then I can just walk about. A lot of my macro photography is handheld, so I can just go in, you know, get close with this on top, and it's just so flexible. Absolutely love it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Very simple, and I picked this up. I mean, I just found one on eBay, and I got this, I think, for about £11. So you can get this particular Ulanzi LED for about, you know, $15, maybe $20 at the top end, I think, American dollars. And it's just so easy, something to put in your camera bag that weighs nothing. If you haven't tried something like this, particularly this one, give it a go. Let me know what you think. If you've got one or something similar, stick it in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go and watch these amazing dragonflies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you somewhere by a pond sometime soon. For me, I think the key is to try and be as subtle as you can. I'll say, can you hear the buzzard, the crazy buzzard shouting? Whoa, buzzard just flew right across. Juvenile buzzard.